Hi, my name is Greg Knox and I'm the Executive Director of Skeena Wild Conservation Trust. This is a video about what we're expecting in terms of salmon returns into the Skeena and North Coast systems this year, and it's also some information on the environmental conditions that would have impacted our salmon both in the freshwater and in the ocean over the last few years. So most of this information comes from the Department of Fisheries and Oceans and also other sources like Environment Canada and the province of British Columbia. So I'll start with the 2024 forecasts. For Skeena sockeye, DFO is predicting 1.54 million sockeye back into the Skeena. The long-term average is about 2 to 2.5 million, so it's a bit below the long-term average. For Chinook salmon, DFO is expecting 26,000 Chinook back into the Skeena. This is similar to last year where we saw about 34,000 Chinook, well below the long-term average of about 100,000 returning Chinook into the Skeena. For chum salmon, we're expecting continued low returns. Last year was a bit better, which was good to see, but generally speaking, chum in the Skeena have been depressed over several decades. For pink salmon, we're expecting average to good returns. Last year was a pretty good return, and this year we're expecting good returns of pink into the Skeena. For coho salmon, DFO is predicting good, strong returns of coho. Last year we saw a really good run of coho into the Skeena and other North Coast systems, and so it should be continuation of those good returns we're hoping. For steelhead, there are no forecasts. The last 5 years, steelhead returns have been really low, so we're ongoing concerns about steelhead. I'll just also provide an overview, a table here that shows generally a summary of what the Department of Fisheries and Oceans is expecting for North Coast salmon returns this season. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Kait, who's our fisheries biologist, and she's going to talk about environmental conditions.
Salmon returning to the Skeena in 2024 may have benefited from cooler La Nina conditions in the Northeast Pacific from 2020 into early 2023, with a shift towards larger zooplankton observed, which can mean larger, more nutritious food for salmon. In summer of 2023, we shifted into El Nino, which saw warmer, dry conditions and a marine heat wave last year. But now we're shifting into a neutral phase again, and it's predicted to continue into La Nina later this summer and fall. Freshwater conditions between 2019 and 2022, when salmon were eggs incubating and juveniles rearing and outmigrating, were variable, with some milder years in the Skeena, but an overall trend towards increased frequency of stream temperatures above 18 to 20 degrees Celsius, which can negatively influence survival. Conditions we see this summer and fall will of course influence this year's returns as well. We're entering the season with a persistent drought from previous years and an extremely low snowpack this winter. However, a slightly cooler spring has delayed that snowmelt a little bit. If we transition into La Nina as expected, hopefully that'll bring some cooler, wetter conditions and provide some relief for salmon this fall. Variable conditions have led to less reliable preseason forecasts, highlighting the need for fisheries management to be based on in-season monitoring. And that's why we here at Skeena Wild continue to advocate for fisheries that can respond to in-season numbers and environmental conditions.
So thank you for watching the video. We will be putting out more videos in season talking about the actual returns we're seeing of the different species and fisheries that are taking place. And if you have any questions or want more information, please visit our website, www.skeenawild.org, or contact us, info@skeenawild.org.